Keep it Pyro.
What's up, people?
Yeah.
This is TY reporting live from London.
Yeah.
I got some special guests, got family in the house today.
Yeah.
So we got DJ Maseo from De La Soul right here.
Yeah. All day.
And my big brother DJ Biznizz. What you saying, sir? You
Oh
good?
hell yeah, we in the house.
in here.
House, before we start the show, we need to big up our Uber driver, Omar.
Salute Omar.
Salute,
He's
5-star
He
Omar.
will be on my list of favorite drivers on Uber. So when I call for an Uber driver, I'm actually selecting Omar.
Yeah, Omar came with the truth. He was dropping bombs.
He had it cracking.
He was just dropping bombs today. So,
My man Omar from Algeria.
Yeah, big up to him. So we are here. This is probably going to be the most talked about moment on my show, in my catalog, like having you two here. Maceo, my brother, it's good to see you, son. Good to see you. We've been hanging out all week.
All week.
We've been doing all kind of.
You've been missing out, Billy.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm here now though.
Yeah.
I'm here now, bro. I ain't missing out no more.
Patty runs, laundrette.
Listen,
all kinds of things.
it's a family, man. This is the family.
Exactly,
Big up the Pure Vinyl. Big up the Pure Vinyl.
Exactly. Yeah, we just did that yesterday. We did a Pure Vinyl. We did a launch, a record shop launch. Maceo played a set there. It was amazing. Really beautiful. So, to all my listeners, to my awkward audio listeners, as you well know, I play music of all different backgrounds, but you always know that the schooling that I came from definitely came from both these people in the room. So definitely came from an appreciation of UK hip hop and good music, especially from DJ Biznizz. Also came from an appreciation of all that is good hip hop, that is good, feel good music in general. Maceo, you know you're my big brother for that. So today, what we're going to do with the show is we're going to go through a few histories, some timelines, and talk about the music and our relationship as friends and document it. Because a lot of people kind of know that, oh yeah, tight's tight with De La Soul. Or, nah, it's not tightness. It's family. It's
family.
It's simple. It's baby pictures and all things.
All of that.
You know what I mean? So we're going to...
Tied and held my kids.
Yeah,
when they were babies, and they're grown people.
They're
now.
Big people now, running around in the Mega Bowl, Super Bowl, doing stuff like that. So big up Trey. So we're here. Mace, what I wanted to do definitely with you is look at Bear Mountain and look at some of the artists that you have on your record label, because a lot of people know you for being the DJ and the voice. That voice on the Feel Good record. When you do that laugh, don't do it now. We're not doing that right now, right? But
I can't help but do it in some form of fashion.
What I wanted to touch on is that you are multifaceted. So you're a DJ, you're a producer.
Yes.
You're the guy that Maceo is the guy that kind of taught me to kind of start looking at MPC 3000s, and I stayed with you in Long Island, and we were looking at SPs and all of that stuff years ago.
Yep.
You have a label.
Yes.
Called Bear Mountain.
Bear Mountain Entertainment, been around since 1996.
That's right.
And I've been making my strides to be to do the label side.
Yeah.
A part of the music fabric that exists.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about artists, but generally people, we're just going to bug out and have some fun.
And we're also going to talk about when Mace going to sign me to that label.
Yeah! DJ Biznizz looking all silky, GQ smooth.
You know what I mean?
Ready
with his classic loafers on.
You know how we do it, man.
Yeah, I just want to say, anybody that comes to my shows and wonders why I perform and rock so hard, I'm trying to keep the ladies' attention on me, because my DJ in the back is just rippled. People always like, Billy looks really good. I'm like, yeah. Since when do you talk about the DJ being good? Am I not rapping?
I'm just doing my job.
He looks really good for his age. I'm like, he looks good. That's what he's supposed to look like, right?
Man,
I'm always trying to find some argument. But we're here.
The DJ holds a natural aura that people
You tell him, Maceo.
That outshines the MC. Sorry.
Well, we're going to talk about all of those things. But I just thank you for coming on the show.
You know what you might have to do?
Yeah.
Make a record talking about Billy.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Take it back.
No, I'm talking about that.
Take it back.
Okay, so we're going to have to do the tail part 3.
The tail part 3.
Make a record about your DJ.
Yeah, make a record. Yeah! I'm gonna hold you guys to that. I'm gonna do that.
Oh, we're gonna do it.
Okay, we're gonna do that. So we're gonna play some more music, and then we're gonna come back and start kind of slipping in and talking about the kind of discography of the label, talk about the discography, obviously, like the relationship of De La Soul and what they mean to music, and also just talk about the new reoccurrence of London Posse, the re-emerging shows, and why that's been happening and why you've been involved in that. So we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. Come back in a bit, and we're being right tame right now, but it's about to get raucous.
It's about to get raucous.
All right, so say no more, people.
Keep it pyro.
My blood pressure's high, but that's that council tax.
Bro, you know when you say something and your eyes start shifting, like, did anybody hear that? Someone looking at me? Sweat starts dropping.
I'm telling you, them bills is killing me, bro.
Mate. Anyone in here, if anyone that's listening, do you know that whole vibe of when someone knocks on your door and you don't know who it is?
Oh, I had that twice today.
And you don't answer.
I'm peeping through my window, man. I'm like, who the hell is that?
But before, I used to have curtains, so that used to mess it up because you see the movement. Now that I got slats, I'm just like, who is
telling
this?
you, man, I had them slats from years ago, man.
Okay,
you
cool.
late, bro.
Yeah, I'm late. I know, because I can't fix nothing. I don't know what I'm doing. But we're here. We're back. We're at PyroRadio. PyroRadio is a radio station that's like an online radio station that was run a couple years ago by you, right, Antonio? Yeah, and it was up for a while. It really was one of the pioneering online stations where a lot of youth music was played. A lot of kind of jungle, grime, hip hop was played and was really showcased. And then it kind of disappeared for a while, and then they brought it back.
Right.
And since they brought it back, all of the pioneers, so Navigator, the Ragga Twins, all of them have shows on this platform here. The grime guys have platforms. It's actually one of the only stations I feel that's got a healthy balance of hip hop, grime, D&B, soul, all of it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no kind of sway in one way. Everybody's got involved. So it kind of is the hotbed of, I feel, UK music culture right now. So that's why, it's really an honor to have you here as you're a pioneer. How do you feel about people calling you pioneer all the time? Is it a bit annoying?
Sometimes it sounds old.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Okay.
All depends on who's saying it, the context.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more so the context. Coming from you is admirable. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I know the space is coming from. Some people it's
coming from they don't have nothing else to say.
Yeah.
All right. So let's start this story. So Bear Mountain 1996.
Yeah.
Kicked off. What's the story for you? In fact, do you want to switch up? Let's switch up mics right now live while people are hearing. So
cool.
So you're in a position you can start playing stuff.
Yeah, you come out, I'll go in. Proper etiquettes of letting people in and
this
out.
Is live radio for your behind.
Yeah.
You come out, I come in, wait a minute, pause.
Yeah. Absolutely. Omar.
That was the pause.
Omar pause. That's an olive oil pause.
Olive oil pause.
Omar in the house. Olive oil pause.
They wouldn't get that. The olive oil pause.
Yeah. All right. So,
shit.
Bear Mountain, I'm a part of the story, so it's kind of interesting. We met in 1996. I think it was the Stakes is High album.
Yep.
Yeah. And my manager at the time worked at Tommy Boy Records, who was looking after you guys.
Yep.
And you heard a demo from me. You heard a demo.
I actually heard a compilation.
That's right.
Demo.
That's right.
And you and Shorty Blitz were
That's right. That's right. So from that, we connected, have been speaking and communicating ever since.
Yep.
And there was a moment where I signed to your label. I signed to Bear Mountain.
For a short period?
For a short period. I'm sweating like council tax right now. And but it was always love. And what was interesting is I got to go over to the States and work with a whole bunch of musicians. In fact, let me tell you what was happening. So I was in the States when Amadou Diallo was killed.
Yeah.
So I remember rolling with Mace and with De La actually to this recording. Remember that recording?
Yes, yeah.
And it was like a room, it was like a building full of superstars. So you had Common, you had Maseo, you had Mos Def, you had Talib Kweli.
G-Rap was there.
G-Rap was there.
There was a lot of people there.
There was a lot of people. It was like
Dougie Fresh.
Dougie Fresh, that's right.
Yeah.
So I remember rolling with you guys to do that. And then, in fact, there's more people in the room, but we ain't got time for how many people.
It was packed.
And then, do you remember this? we stopped in on a Will.i.am session.
Yeah.
Where he was mixing down Kim Hill.
And I did some scratches.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still play that tune. I play that tune a lot. And we also, so we bucked up on Will.i.am when he was with Black Eyed Peas doing these mixes. And then what was interesting
and this was Kim Hill was in the group before Fergie.
Before Fergie, that's right.
Yeah.
And then, remember this? Then we rolled to Mos Def session when he was actually recording Umi Says.
Yep.
He was doing like we was in the studio when he started. I don't want to write this down. We were there, right?
Yes, we were.
Okay, because I say it and people are like, oh yeah,
and Will was a significant part of that.
That's right,
because he played keys on there.
Yeah, so Will played, and also Weldon Irvin was in the room.
Yeah.
So and what was nice about it was Weldon Irvin was in the room, and I didn't realize he was in the room because we didn't go in the recording room.
The recording room, yeah.
But we had me and DJ Pogo and you. We'd had Weldon Irvin over at Lyrical Lounge. So we'd had him at the UK, but I didn't get to say hello to him at the time. I didn't realize he was in the room. I was too kind of caught up in the tune at the time. So that happened. You had, on the roster at the time, who did you have? You had...
Initially, it started with the hopes of Truthino Lie, because he was from Long Island.
That's right.
And then I had my eyes on D.V. Elias Christ.
Right.
He was already making some kind of noise and some kind of moves. You know, it was my ideal. I just had an ideal situation of how I wanted to present the label. And I wanted to start with someone from Long Island and someone from Brooklyn.
Right.
And DV felt, you know, he kind of fit the criteria.
And for those that don't know, D.V. Alias Christ was with Smooth
the Hustler and Trigger the Gambler.
So that tune, he was part of that crew.
Yeah. He was on the Nutty Professor soundtrack. My Crew Can't Go For That.
Yeah.
A couple of other joints with Smooth and Trigger.
And he did a recent interview where he said his mum called him home. The only reason why he wasn't on the Broken English record, because his mum called him. So you can find it on the Breakfast Club, or there's an interview where Smooth and Trigger, they're all there explaining. Only reason he's not on the song is because mum said, yo, get your black ass home.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, so
DV, he was on the Black Mass soundtrack.
That's right.
He had an incredible record on there. You know, he was making noise, and he landed a deal with Def Jam that didn't go so well. So kind of came my direction, and we were making strides to put something together via Bear Mountain, and he was actually technically going to be the first because of what was already going on with him. And then also in my ideal situation on the international side, I wanted Ty.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was connecting all the dots, you know, to do what I felt was necessary, not just for these artists, but the perception that needed to be for the culture. Trying to put different styles of hip hop under one roof again and deliver that perception of what I learned when I first got in, you know? And it was definitely stretching out on an international basis for me because of what I was feeling over here. You know what I mean? Like I genuinely felt what was going on here. You know, still do.
Yeah, that was an amazing time. Like, I remember you having just an amazing roster and allowed me to kind of, I think, to me, be honest, that period of music changed my life because being from the UK and being an artist making music, you don't often get moments where people co-sign you and let you know actually you are as good as we are. You don't get that in the UK. I mean, a lot of the younger grime artists are now in an environment where they're being told from the beginning they're actually good enough. You're worldwide.
Yeah, you know, the internet did something, you know, grand, good and bad for the artists today, you know. And it just opened up a whole nother world that we weren't conditioned to, let alone took us a long time to adapt. I mean, here it is. Ty, I think you could attest to this. I was one of the first on that pulse on the internet trying to convince artists like this is the future. Yeah. But nobody didn't quite see it, understand it. And it was a big learning lesson for me making the transition from being an artist to now moving into trying to do this label. And I started to really understand what record companies go through trying to convince an artist to do something that's necessary for the future of what they're trying to achieve. Unfortunately, most record companies went wrong, and I think because there's so much trickery and manipulation on their part, I think the better leg that I thought I had to stand on, because I'm a player's coach.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of labels fell short. Here it is. I think we're at the very end of the traditional record business, because a lot of them never made music.
Yeah,
a lot of them never played the game.
Yeah, so they don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
You haven't traveled on the airport. You haven't done that whole early morning. You haven't sound checked. You ain't sat in the studio.
Like, I felt like L.A. Reid and Babyface came too late. They came at a good time, but they came too late. There were so many that really did their thing at a significant time. When they developed the labels, it was kind of too late, you know, because these are, I think L.A. Reid did tremendous for the digital era. I really think he did good, you know, especially based on the talent he had to work with. And I think out of all of the talent he had to work with, Rihanna was a great talent via Jay-Z, obviously.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, Neo, another one, you know, not much hip-hop, but definitely in the lane of what he
was
has
Outkast?
done.
Outkast? Was that L.A. Reid, or was that?
I would give more props to Dungeon Family for that.
Okay, all right.
You know, I think, you know, Babyface, L.A. Reid, LaFace Records was a good conduit.
A conduit,
based on the business. But a lot of that vision is Dungeon Family. I will attribute that to them. Like, no different than the conduit for Bad Boy was Arista, Clive David, but the real vision was Puff Daddy, Bad Boy. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and the same thing with Rockefeller and it being Jay-Z and Dame Dash, you know. You know, I think Dungeon Family is a lot more credited for the success of, and then 3000 kind of having an epiphany.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He having an epiphany and taking it to another level, you know. Just really saying, hey, I'm a hip-hop artist, but I'm making music that has hip-hop elements. You know what I mean? Because he brought his horizons, you know.
Yeah. Changed the
and he didn't
colorfully.
he didn't let the unwritten rules of what goes on hip-hop actually box him in. You know, he really went outside the box and took a chance and blew up tremendously. You know,
well, salute to Andre 3000. Especially
and Big Boy for holding the foundation of the B-boy element.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, kind of the same element of what I always saw in Tribe.
Yeah,
with Phife and Tip. Tip being the rock star and Phife being the B-boy. You know what I'm saying?
For the culture.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Phife.
Yeah, word. My baby bro. Rest in peace.
So moving on to what else was on the label. Who else was on there?
Kavas was, for lack of a better word, and I say this with all due respect, he was a fluke. Okay. How I met him, you know, and he wanted to be down, and I wanted him to be down. Like, you know, Kavas was like my Kanye before Kanye.
Right.
And I thought I stumbled on something so
ridiculous.
Like, I knew, you know, he wanted it right then and now, but he wasn't the right then and now. He was the one that I had to really set up, and it needed these three to happen for him to happen because of the eclecticness of who he is. Like, it definitely needed to be co-signed by what traditionally exists in hip-hop.
Right.
You know, that was what I saw. But he definitely was so eager, like many other, you know, wanted to come first and this, that, and the third, and let alone, you know, the things I started to really experience on the end of the record company dealing with personalities that are part of, you know, the personalities that are the product. You know, and the temperament of these personalities could either blow us up or
take everybody down.
Or take everybody down.
So the thing is, the audience.
And I'm in the middle where I could actually either be the crazy part of my position in trying to make this happen. I could either be the idiot or the genius on how this all goes.
And it's the audience. They only see the finished product.
That's all they see.
They don't see
the
hell and earth that you have to move to make that happen.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And then with all these other things that's going on around that wows the person who's having this dream, you know, the artists themselves, you know. Like here it is, I'm moving on an extended dream, you know. I'm having my fulfillment as an artist and doing my thing, you know. I always said, like, y'all way in is my way out.
Yeah.
You know, the longer I got it, you know, I have to keep doing this if I can't bring nobody in. You know what I mean?
It don't make no sense.
And it was just so many different personalities, different perceptions from those personalities that I could say the biggest mistake that I did in all of that. Like, I take responsibility for it all. I was in an industry that's built on competitive nature, and I'm talking about hip hop.
Yeah.
Forget every other genre. I'm talking about hip hop. Like the bravado, the ego that exists in every MC. I don't care how humble they are. It's bullcrap. There's an ego that allows them to be the MC that there are, you know? But on the flip side, there's a level of vulnerability where if they're not getting the attention that they feel they should get because of their ego, then things start to get weary and shaky and people start to veer off the plan, you know? And I can't deny everybody wanting it when they want it. The problem I did was bringing everybody together at the same time. You know, I should have kept everyone in their separate quarters where the focus was always, if they were in their separate quarters, the focus is on you when I'm in your quarters. You know what I mean?
So is that something you learned later?
That's something I learned later. I learned later. Because everybody felt like they needed a certain level of attention, or maybe had a perception that someone's getting more attention than the other. You know, and the climate of what I was dealing with professionally, I'm going in these meetings with everybody's stuff at the same time.
Right.
So I'm dealing with the brutality of the music business. We like that. We don't like that. You know, I have to go back with that information.
Yeah, that's tough.
You know what I mean?
That was hard.
And that was very hard. It was the most brutal thing. But I thought I had enough in our relationship where people could understand that, to know that that's not how I feel.
Yeah.
Let's just play the game we got to play to get forward, you know? Although I think you may be the first, but they want him. You know what I mean? And here it is. Truth, technically, should have been the first, you know? Truth and his individual team had another agenda. And it didn't work with what I was trying to achieve. Let alone it was more or less kind of using me to get to a certain space and then planned on taking off anyway. But come on, man. We so savvy at this, especially, like, I could see all of that coming. You know, even D.V. Elias Christ, his agenda was different. Everybody's situation was different, you know. Ty, in my opinion, got cold feet. That's all. You know, there was no love lost ever. You know, here it is. Out of everybody who moved forward and did their thing, he did. You know what I mean? Like, when people felt weary, let alone, like, he just got cold feet. Everybody else kind of felt like they was bigger than the situation.
Right.
You know?
It was...
And I was cool with that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, okay, but don't waste my time. Don't suck me dry. Don't drain me dry. Don't play me to the left. Don't put me on a pedestal and knock me off at your convenience.
Right.
You know? Like, if you feel like you bigger than the situation, then hire me then. Let's turn this whole thing around and hire me and pay me what I'm worth at this very moment in my career.
I wanna,
You know what I mean? Like the conversation began to change, and
Yeah.
people couldn't uphold the BS they was giving me, and I'm coming back like, first of all, we from the block. I ain't always been rapping, so I know the game. I know game recognized game.
That's what the statement means.
Period.
Yeah.
And now it's just another game we playing. But from the fundamentals of where we come from, I don't know if we're supposed to curse. We on the internet, right?
Yeah,
We know bullshit when we see it and
Yep,
hear it.
yep.
I was getting bullshit from the people that I was opening up my home to. And it got personal for me after a while. Because, I'm like, we eating my food. We living in my crib. You know, I'm actually kind of compromising my family
Yeah.
to do what we need to do here. On top of that, we smoking some of the finest weed. Like, I ain't skipping a beat off of what my comfort zone is.
Yeah.
And I know my comfort zone was lavish to everybody else. Like, I didn't cut back on myself. I brought everybody in on my program. We roll like I roll. If I'm on the tour bus, you on the tour bus with me. But I should have put people in the van. Just for the sake of, understanding their position and respecting and appreciating it a bit more.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, hindsight is why it's called hindsight, right?
Hindsight, yeah.
I would say I wanted to respond to my part of that story.
Nah, go
in
right
regards
ahead.
into Cold Feet.
Nah.
And I would say that
Like Cold Feet, just to elaborate,
No.
just to elaborate on Cold Feet for
Yeah.
people who don't know what Cold Feet stands for. Like,
Yeah.
you got scared.
Yeah.
You got nervous, in a situation that you thought was a little too bigger than what you was able to deliver.
Right.
And I didn't agree with that.
Yeah. Okay. So my response to that situation was I'm in agreement. I was a particular age. I was also a hip hop artist from the UK who is not used to this level of open door policy. Also, you get nervous. You get like you're not sure that the world is going to really appreciate what you do, and we were working. There was never a problem. Like, to this day, we didn't miss a beat in regards to friendship. It was never was never an issue.
Never.
But what I think I was dealing with is with what a lot of people that are international hip hop artists are dealing with is America is the prominent hip hop energy, and sometimes there weren't many examples to kind of lead or show you that, okay, you can really do this. The thing that I held in high regard is De La were definitely one of the groups that I saw embrace a UK MC from the beginning. So Moni Love is my long distance example of success and excellence. What happened for me in the UK is I got two options. I had Maseo telling me, yo, you can come over and stay in America and try and do a thing. Try and do what Estelle ran into and did.
Yeah.
With no hesitation. She ran for it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And there was no precursor to Estelle running for it like that.
No.
So I was scared to do that.
And I gotta give Estelle mega props.
Mega props.
Like, when she came to America and had her experience, good and bad, I'm glad she decided to say, you know what? I'm not rapping. I'm gonna sing. I can really do that. Like, she saw the economics of what come on, man, we want to make a living off what we love to do, Hanging around underground and all of that, like, all of those people who want to claim, like, cling to the underground like it's, the best thing since sliced bread. Like, it's kind of bullshit, The underground is fun. It's fun. It's a whole lot of fun. I love coming to the underground for just good vibes, good party, good food, good drinks. But when it's talking about trying to make a living off what you love to do and be a part of the music fabric, the underground is not where you want to stay. You don't. And if you claiming it like that, you're a liar. You're a liar, and pretty much those who claim it like that just aren't really that good. They're kind of stuck there because they know they're just not that good, you know. And yeah, stay there and perfect, because that's what it is there for, you know, to be there to perfect what you're trying to achieve on another level, you know. But to hug it like that's the world to be, and if you don't stay here with us, we denounce you. Man, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's people being happy as a big fish in a small pond.
Yeah.
And they're scared to go into the big pond. Big pond is different.
That's a deep root of envy with new language. Because they see someone else blowing, you know, coming above ground. You know, and when people naturally come above ground, it's like, you know, you gotta let it go. You gotta let it fly. You gotta let it go where it needs to go. Like, my issue always have been with the UK. It's like the minute somebody start to blow, the UK turn their back on them. Like, all of a sudden there's mainstream success or success from another demographic, and then all of a sudden we not rocking with them no more. I watch it happen to Loose Ends. I watch it happen to Soul to Soul. I watch it happen to you. I watch it happen constantly. Craig David, you know, even Estelle. Like, I watch it, you know what I'm saying? And it's like there's this false love when people actually are doing things to hold on to what they doing, you know? It's like, oh shit, Estelle back with De La. It's new love for her now, you know what I'm saying? And that shit is superficial. It's whack, you know what I'm saying? And there's so much tremendous talent hiding in the crux of like a lot of community centers from here to freaking Nottingham, you know what I mean? And yeah, it doesn't really get the love, the support, you know. The soul gets snatched out of it for another creed of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, you know? It's been like this. It's just like, let's talk about it, though.
Yeah.
Because come on, man. The black talent that live here in the UK is ran by 90% white people.
Yeah, it is.
It's the real. And you got more black people coming in, writing songs for the white people that are presenting the soul music that exists among the black people. I'm not saying these white people don't have the soul, but where's the balance is all I'm asking for.
All right.
So, because I love Adele. I love her.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? But where's the, you know?
Where's the balance, counterbalance? Saying that, I think it's time for people to start hearing some of these artists that we've been talking about.
Oh, no doubt. Sorry, y'all.
No, it was always going to happen. It was always gonna happen. And we got Bigger Man downstairs, so we're going to go pick him up in a minute.
Yeah.
Keep it pyro.
And we are back. Thank you, Big Billy Biznizz, with the track listing. So, Mace, we just played a few tunes.
Yeah.
We're going to go back through those and check what we played. But right now, I want to definitely get my time in. I want to use the time as best as we can. So we have another guest, another pioneer in my estimation, who is here. Bigger Mandela from Itch FM crew.
Salute, my brother.
What's happening, people?
Thank you
What's
so much.
happening, Bigger?
So what I'm trying to do in the show is show the links between people. Okay? So Maseo, when you did De La Soul Dugout, do you understand the impact of having an artist like yourself open to communicate on the internet with all of us hip-hop heads? Did you understand the impact at the time?
No, I didn't know, because when I was trying to do it, I had been trying to find a medium like that for a long time. And what made me really hungry to do it is because I was sick one year.
Right.
And I was off the road all year, and when you're away from what you love to do,
You gotta find a way to do
you
it.
gotta
Keep
find,
doing it.
and I found a way, you know,
Okay.
along with the assistance of my man DJ Chones
Big up to Jones.
and Bumpy Knuckles.
Big up to Bumpy Knuckles. You can only big up Bumpy Knuckles. Can't you? Want to diss him? I'm not dissing him. I'm not. Hey, Bumpy, we love you, bro.
Yep.
Yo, for real, if you ever really peep the story of Ellsworth Johnson, Bumpy Johnson, Bumpy Knuckles is the replication of that person in hip hop.
Right.
You know, a true coming from the ghetto, just to surmise it, like it's a true gentle giant. You know, a real gangster who really looks to dissolve a situation before it turns into something else, and will make a realistic decision on depending on how severe an issue may be. You know, where most people will be in a vulnerable situation and don't know how to protect themselves in that kind of scenario. So it's like, yo, all I say is like, whatever your stories that you may have heard of Bumpy Knuckles through the years, yo, it's pretty much like fabricated. A lot of it is exaggerated, and he's not a troublemaker. He never been. He just ain't nobody to fuck with.
Right.
Period.
Okay. Noted.
One of those people. Give them plenty of space.
And he's fun. Like, he's fun. Like, yo, he's smart. He's
I want
fun.
no salad. No salad with my sandwich.
Yo, seriously, he cracks the most jokes. He does impressions.
We'll get him on.
Yo, he's my dude, man. He's hilarious, dog.
So
for real.
So what I want to come back to is, one of the things that connects all of us in this room, is you taking a step out to use Ustream and to use all of these platforms to create radio stations for people that are pretty much 24-hour hip hop heads.
Yeah.
But we're 24-hour hip hop heads, but we want to interact. We don't just want to talk about hip hop. We want to interact with these energies that we're growing up with.
Yeah.
Mace, you embodied your own personality as a person. What reason why people love you and revere you is because you're real.
Peace.
When the show element came, for me, imagine that this is my friend that I know and he's doing his thing and he's online. I used to get online. Then I used to meet other people in the chat room that have become friends. I've slept on sofas. You started that.
Peace.
And one of the reasons why when me and Bigger Man started speaking and communicating, we naturally gelled is because we already been communicating in chat rooms, whether it's the Fun House, big up, salute to Harry Love.
It was a big movement, you know it.
Yeah, word. First of all, let me say, it's my first time meeting Bigger Man.
Right.
And yo, seriously, he looks just like his handle. That's what's bugged out.
Bigger Man.
Everybody that I met that has been a part of the dugout truly looks like their handle. Like, Bigger Man look like Bigger Man. And I never met him before.
And I'm only 21, I tell you. Listen.
Yo, you remember Mama Lioness?
Yeah.
She passed away, bro. Word.
Okay.
You know, a few people's passed away from those chat rooms, you know?
Nikki 410. Yeah, I went to high school with Nikki 410.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's where our connection was crazy every day.
But it's because everybody was cool.
Yeah.
You come into those chat rooms and nobody had their nose in the air. Nobody was like, yeah, my doo-doo don't stink.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, hello. It was like,
so I want to ask you something, Bigger Man, because to me, you are one of the forerunners of people creating excellent hip-hop shows who also, and imagine this, you know, like with Caribbean food, I love it, but I don't love the service. Right?
What you want?
Yeah, I don't love the service.
We're not none yet.
Yeah, I feel like you embody the right attitude and the right work ethic and the right show. So it's like you deal with Bigger Man, you're dealing with what you get, but you're also treated like a gentleman, but you're served up with some vicious selections. And what I want to ask you is in regards to you guys being involved and connecting, how did that inspire you to do what you're doing? In fact, what is your story moving forward?
Oh, well, as you know, if you don't know, my name is Bigger Man. You can follow
Bigger
me
Mandela
at Bigger Man's BIGGERMANZ.
Yes.
In the chat room, I was Bigger Mandela. How it came around was HFM, if I can say it, it dissipated.
So let's look at that. So just so we're clear, I invited Bigger Mandela to be on this show. This is PyroRadio. We are not fucking with none of that whole you're on one radio station, so we're not doing that. So just to be clear, those days are gone. Even if they're not gone, we're not doing it over here. Mr. Benedict Obi, I'm going to do no kuchi joke. Myself is telling you.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
Yes, my brother.
The door is open. If you tell me, Ty, I want to come and speak, I want to do or you know what, Ty, I want to come and spin a few records. The door is open. If my WhatsApp has Wi-Fi, you're in.
It's just important.
Yeah, no, but you see,
it's important, and I think we know it's important.
Sorry to cut you.
Yes, sir.
It's okay.
It's the same thing you guys did.
Right.
You had De La Soul Dugout.
Peace.
You had Beat Miners. You had Bumping Knuckles. You
Yeah.
had DJ Scratch.
Yeah.
You had DJ Dummy.
Yeah.
You had the Funhouse.
Yeah.
Now, when we were in those chat rooms, when your show would end, we would go over to DJ Scratch and keep the flow of hip hop going.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So for Ty to say, for me to come here, and for everybody on FM, radio, Pyro, internet, whatever, to build a connection, it's an important thing.
Yeah.
I want everyone to know if the doors are open. I'm
Listen,
not doing that whole.
if-
I'm with one radio station. I'm not doing it.
If you guys had stay together on that, what was it called, BDS?
Yeah.
That's how long I was
Bust
listening
that
from.
shit.
Was it?
It was Beat Miners, Dugout, Scratch Vision. It was
Okay.
Yeah.
the acronym that Mr. Walt.
Put together.
The importance
together,
of that
yeah.
movement is, at the time, radio was dead. So that movement, it kept me going. The same way, that's why you did it.
Yeah.
It kept me going. And at that time, there was no radio for me. So I was just listening to all of those stations. And then at one point, I was like, you know what? We have to bring back HFM. And I spoke to you when I said, yeah, it's coming back.
Yes, you did.
At this point, if you don't know what HFM is, it's originally a pirate station, 105.15 FM.
Can we talk about HFM for a second? Because
ahead.
I feel like HFM is absolutely the flagship radio station that's playing hip hop music. No,
Well, you know what you could tell was going on is there's no program director over there handcuffing anybody to
That's
play.
right.
Play what they want to play.
No.
It's strictly off the chest, off
Yeah.
the vibe. How you feeling today? You know, even the comrades kind of, you know, want to titillate their other comrades' brain by bringing something sharp to the table that no one's aware of.
Right,
you know,
yeah.
so it's pretty much a sanctuary for us. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know, and we just hope more stuff continues like that because that's what's been missing throughout the 90s, the late 90s, the mid 90s to the late 90s and early 2000s. All this programming and corporate kissing butt gotten
gotta go.
messed up a lot.
Yeah.
I never went to radio for that reason.
You went to you
Yeah,
did
yeah.
it for the enjoyment of doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's why I do it.
You know,
That's why, you know, when Chuck came with his thing, I felt like when Chuck came, I was ready to hear Chuck on radio because I was hearing you guys doing the dugout, and it just made me realize there was something missing. And what was missing is you could actually, like, hip hop is not a thing that you turn on and off. I wanna, if everybody's mixing at different times of the night, I really could sync all of these stations up and just have them on in the background and do what I'm doing.
Yep.
And no hip hop person that I know just only plays hip hop. So you're gonna play hip hop, you're gonna play underground, you're gonna play other stuff, you're gonna find derivatives, which I think is important. But the major thing is, I want to experience your energy. I want, like, if Rakim could get on Ustream or could get on any platform and start playing music, I want to see that.
I think even for, you know, and even for what I was doing, here it is. Bigger could tell you, I barely played hip hop.
Right.
I barely played hip hop, but the energy that I gave was hip hop because it's in my DNA. It's who I am. Come on, my environment was hip hop. It was all around my garage, around all my records. It was perfect. It was the light on the table. It was the things around me that made it hip hop.
The cat walking past in
The
the
cat-
background and be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
do you see that? Or your wife just casually walking in. Sorry, got me all dribbling on the mic. I'm so excited to be here. But listen, those moments,
Salute to
you
Tina, by
don't
the way.
realize.
Salute to Tina, by
You
the
don't
way.
realize. We were watching, bro.
Remember when I was choking out the dog?
Yeah.
Because my neighbors was complaining.
Maseo. Listen, he used to come on at times where you'd be like, oh, there's nothing on.
Yeah.
Blips. I'll be on in 5. Like, yeah.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. That little alert was saving my life.
Wow, that's crazy.
But if did you ever have the thing
Crazy.
where the alert would come and then the show didn't come?
Oh, yeah.
And then you're like, so where's where are you? And then you go through the Ustream things and you see, is this it? And you're like, no, this is a pre-record.
Yeah.
No, is this it? No, this is a pre-record. I seen this, and you're like, oh, okay. And you have to check the pre-records by the T-shirt.
Yeah.
man, so you don't
And you
know.
remember, hold on, he's got an afro.
Watching you.
He's got a bit.
Watching
Hold on a
you.
minute. You look at one recording, he's got a big beard, and then the next minute he's got. It's like, hold on.
Yeah, this is not the same day. It's not today.
No, nah.
All right. So the beauty of explaining all this stuff, if you didn't catch it, it's still available there.
Listen.
Yeah,
hey,
man.
Hilarious
So-
moments.
So what I want to tell, Bigger Man, you have a radio show. What time is it?
My show's on every Saturday, 2 till 4. That's English time, GMT.
Right.
On itch.fm, www.itch.fm/live.
Big ups, word.
What do you play?
Respect, bro.
Listen, I'm inspired by making sure that new artists get a play.
Yep.
So back in the day, it was all about UK.
Yeah.
And we broke that, we did that, we accomplished that mission.
Yep.
Back then, they never used to take the UK artists serious.
Yep.
Then we came around, and all of a sudden, they were taking them serious.
Yep.
And a lot of people that were in north, east, south, west, that were in their little cliques and corners, they all came together. It was like the same thing we're saying. A formula of things were happening, like Kung Fu. People don't mention Kung Fu. It was a rave
Big up Kung Fu.
everybody would come to this rave. It was, I think, once a month. And that was
Camden.
the staple. So everything revolved around us and that. And it was a beautiful moment in time.
Peace.
And we did it all for fun. It wasn't like somebody was saying, you know what, here's a check, play my record. None of that.
Yeah.
You gave me your record, it was hot.
There you go.
We had
If
to
it
get-
wasn't,
Yeah.
it's stabilizing the table, and we will blatantly tell you,
Yeah.
table's a bit wobbly, mate.
Yup.
There's
Yeah,
your
yeah,
CD. But it was a lot of fun. Dangerous,
Trust me.
but a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
So there's a story like
a
I
lot
feel
of
like
them records is frisbees.
there's a lot of frisbees. There's a lot of frisbees and no dogs.
Yeah.
No dogs to catch the frisbees. So I want to just wrap up a little bit because I still want to hear a bit of music. Bigger Man, I'm telling you now, I would love for you to come back on the show. We interview you. You get to play. I want people to understand, like, as an artist, we have to treat you DJs as artists.
Yeah. It is an art form.
Right. So please feel like, you know, and don't feel like, oh man, but you're the DJ here. No. You're an artist.
You know what? Likewise.
Yeah?
Likewise.
That's the vibe.
Likewise.
Oh, I'm coming. The new album's coming. Trust me, I'm making all my friends now. I'm making all my friendships. Yeah. And
No,
I'm-
but on the real, like, what's coming musically, you guys gonna love it. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah,
we got to talk about Billy Ray.
we building a lot of blocks here. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
No problem.
And here it is. It's like we're building it based on the hope we all have to forward this genre. You know what I mean?
That's what it's about.
So just to be on the PC tip, Mace, you have a gig, Jazz Cafe,
January 6th.
January the 6th coming up.
Yeah.
Where you're hopefully gonna have Bill Ray with you.
Yes, I'm gonna have.
You're
Bill
gonna
Ray.
have Bill Ray with you.
No, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm
gonna have Bill Ray with me.
I'm performing.
Ty's making adjustments.
Yeah, I'm making
to
adjustments.
try to be there.
Yeah.
because he got a gig that day himself.
That's right, I got a
but
gig.
He's trying to make adjustments so
Bussy
we
building.
can.
So I'm trying to do that performance,
Yeah.
and I'm jumping to host over here.
Like what me and Ty are about to do right now is what we should have did in '96.
That's right.
I hear that.
That's what we're doing.
I'm here when you're ready.
All right.
I'm here when you're
Yeah.
ready.
All right, we're here
No,
too.
you
We're available.
Like
bro.
it ain't really what we about to do. It's what we already been doing.
So,
You know,
so Bigger,
truthfully.
we're gonna sort out when we come and do your show.
Yeah.
How we gonna do that? Because I feel like a Della Soul dugout live on Itch FM via your show.
Yeah.
That has to happen because the history's there.
Word,
So we're gonna figure that out.
word,
Yeah,
man.
cool.
Y'all got chills, kids.
Yeah,
Seeing
yeah,
you,
yeah,
for
yeah.
real. Oh
at that.
shit.
That's a 2-hour special. You just had to show him. We did 2 hours of
Yo,
straight.
I met
De La
Duke.
Soul.
I met Duke yesterday.
Oh yeah, he told me 2 hours. We
let me
Yo,
tell
the
you.
whole time he was there, I was like, "Who's this dude?" All I could say is like, it was somebody who truly appreciate
Music.
everything we did.
Yep.
Let me
You
tell
know,
you that
yep.
Dukes came through
Yeah.
with a whole camel
Of
full
records.
of Della Soul covers.
Yo.
Like Dukes is not playing.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yo,
Dukes was weightlifting yesterday.
Let me tell you about
Della
Dukes
Soul
before
record
we
covers.
move on. Dukes
Yeah.
is like, if you Google record breakers, there was a little old man they would go to know about the records. In fact, he was the founder of the Guinness Book of Records, Norris McWhirter.
Yeah.
That's Dukes.
Okay.
When you want to know about something, that's Dukes.
Yeah, Dukes is not playing no
He
games.
knows his hip hop.
In a
Like,
record shop.
He's pretty much a discopedia.
And you know what?
Of hip hop.
Salute to you,
Seriously,
Dukes.
seriously.
Salute, Dukes.
I'll be playing something and I'll say it's rah rah rah, and my phone will go ping. Like no,
No, it's
isn't.
not.
Right.
It's,
No, it
it's
isn't.
this mix and it's by this. I'm like, all right, thanks, Dukes.
Yeah. And it
I
was
got
mixed
that
at
one
Chung
wrong.
King Studios.
Yeah.
By Bob Powers. Get it right, bro.
And he was smoking
Nice.
and he was like,
Nice.
That's Dukes. So
All right.
salute to
Yo,
Dukes.
you know who was like that too?
Go on.
Remember in the chat room? What's his name? Woody. Remember Woody was like that.
Wow.
Woody used to
In
come.
your chat room.
Yeah.
All
Woody-
right. All right. So we're having a moment. We're having it live on air. Thank you for Antonio for filming.
Keep it pyro.